Luca has been really well received, and people are calling the animation an instant classic. It has a wonderful story, beautiful animation, and great characters. But who are the people behind these charming characters? Let's get to know some of them better when we go to see Behind the Voices of Luca. Luca Pajero, voiced by Jacob Tremblay. The main character in the movie, Luca, is a curious young sea monster that wants adventure and to see the world outside of the ocean. And of course, find and ride a Vespa in the process. In reality, Jacob Tremblay is also young, a 14-year-old boy. But instead of living on the coast of Italy, or should I say in the sea close to Italy, Jacob is from Canada. But even if he is still really young, he already has a pretty great track record in acting. In fact, he's been the youngest actor to be nominated for a Screen Actors Guild Award for his incredible performance in the movie Room. And that was just one among a bunch of acting nominations that Jacob received for that movie. The film came out in 2015 and was one of the most important movies of the year. It shot Brie Larson to superstardom and launched Jacob Tremblay's career. Since then, he has played in movies like Good Boys, Wonder, and has done voice work in Harley Quinn. Some of these earned him some more award nominations. He might still be pretty young, but he is an incredible rising talent and has loads of upcoming projects that are sure to be great. Alberto Scorfano, voiced by Jack Dylan Grazer. Luca's best friend Alberto is an adventure-seeking young sea monster who's really lonely at heart and the person who inspires their adventure. Jack Dylan Grazer seems to be just as up for new adventure and has been in a large variety of movies. He doesn't seem to stick to a certain genre or type of project. He's up for anything. He started out in different small and guest roles in movies and shows. But then he got the role of Eddie Kaspbrak in the newest versions of It, and the role shot him to stardom. After that, he received a leading role in television shows and in movies, including a massive role in the DC Comics hero movie Shazam. He's been highly in demand ever since and also has a bunch of different projects that are in the works. This 17-year-old American actor has been named as one of the top 30 stars that are younger than 18 years old. His work in thrillers is incredible and he's shown a real range. It'll be fun to see what he takes on going forward. Julia Marcovaldo, voiced by Emma Berman. Julia is a sweet Italian girl that doesn't quite fit into the village that she lives in, so she eventually becomes friends with Luca and Alberto. The role was a dream come true for Emma, who was a schoolgirl from San Francisco who was very active in theater in her area, but had never done any professional acting. So she took the chance and recorded an audio audition on her phone and sent it in. Chances were against her. Pixar was looking at hundreds of girls for the role, but something about Emma stood out from the rest. Her voice sounded naturally bubbly and happy, so the producers were sure they had found their Julia. She needed to take some lessons in Italian to make sure that her accent would be believable in the movie, but that came pretty easy since she's pretty used to studying different languages and dialects. Her parents were both born in Russia, so the family speaks Russian at home, making her pretty adept to learning languages. It might have been her first role, but with her enthusiasm and passion for acting, the chances are that Emma will soon be getting a lot more parts. Ercole Visconti, voiced by Saverio Raimondo. Ercole has one thing that Luca really wants, a Vespa. But instead of being a nice guy and allowing Luca to get a ride on it, he's a bully and a brute. He loves himself more than anything, but the man behind the voice seems to be very different. Saverio Raimondo is a comedian and actor, and even more notable, he's from Italy. Besides this role, he's most well known for his stand-up performances. He was also one of the cast members that were used in the Italian version of the movie. Daniela Paguro, voiced by Maya Rudolph. Luca's mother, Daniela, is a little bit overprotective, but also super determined to keep her son safe, even if that gets in the way of his adventure. The actress behind the voice really needs no introduction. Anyone that loves comedies knows her face, and probably her voice for that matter too. As a cast member of Saturday Night Live, she became a regular in people's homes and in movies like Bridesmaids and Grown Ups, and she made her way into many people's hearts. She's an incredible comedian and actress, but what is kind of surprising is that wasn't the way that she started out at first. Maya Rudolph was first a singer before she started acting. She got her part as part of an alternative rock band, and then she started doing improv later on. That's helped her to find her true and incredible talent and helped her hone these skills. It's made her the person we all know and love today. Maya has won a bunch of awards for her comedy and has been in so many movies, but Luca was one movie that she could show her 4 kids and that they could enjoy. It must have been exciting to see their mom in an animated movie. Lorenzo Paguro, voiced by Jim Gaffigan. Luca's dad can seem to be pretty distracted and more interesting in caring for his crabs than taking care of his son. But in the end, we get to see a different side of him and see just how much he loves his son and would do anything to keep him safe and get him home safely. Jim Gaffigan is a comedian that doesn't do much acting, but he has said that he based his acting in Luca on the way he parents his own kids. Like I already said, he's a comedian that mostly focuses on his shows and comedy specials, some of which has earned him a number of Grammy nominations. Most of his shows are based on his own life, so there's a lot of material about fatherhood and the observations he makes around them. them. His shows are also about things like food and how lazy he is. The difference between him and many other comedians is that Jim tries to keep his comedy completely clean. He doesn't use any profanity in his shows, meaning that they're pretty family-friendly. So taking it to the next level and taking a role in a family animation was a pretty easy jump to make. Grandma Paguro, voiced by Sandy Martin. Luca's grandmother is one of his biggest supporters and cheerleaders. She expects kids to do some crazy things while growing up and doesn't really see it as a big problem. In fact, she kind of encourages it. So obviously, she quickly became one of the favorite characters in Luca. And the lady behind the voice, Sandy Martin, is just as special too. Sandy doesn't do a lot of movies and shows. When she acts in something, you just know that it will be incredible. She has had roles in films like Napoleon Dynamite and in series like Big Love, but she's really best known for being a playwright, producer, and theater director. Ugo Paguro, voiced by Sacha Baron Cohen. If Uncle Ugo's voice sounded sort of familiar to you, it might be because he was voiced by Sacha Baron Cohen. This was a pretty big change for the actor, comedian, and producer, who's most well known for creating characters that are super out there and very wild. He's so used to creating different accents and characters, so doing work as a voice for an animation might be different, but he does fit it in his skill set. He's brilliant when it comes to transforming into someone else, so it makes sense that The Times has named him one of the best living comedians on earth. Giacomo, voiced by Giacomo Giannotti. Even some of the smaller roles are voiced by some really incredible actors. For example, one of the fishermen was voiced by Giacomo Giannotti. The Italian-Canadian actor was an incredible choice to voice both the American version of Giacomo and the Italian version of the movie. His first big role was in an Italian television series, and after that, he had a bunch of different recurring roles in shows like Rain, among others. Then he got a big role in the smash hit Grey's Anatomy. Fans of the show quickly fell in love with the Italian-American doctor Andrew DeLuca. And the actor was really incredible in the role. He has a sweet quality about him that really made the character special. Giacomo brought something pretty special to the character in both languages. Concetta Argosta, voiced by Alyssa Gabrielli. She played one of the older women who ended up being sea monsters. Both these older characters were pretty charming. Alyssa Gabrielli is a pretty great voice actor who has voiced characters in loads of different animated movies and also had some smaller roles in live-action films too. For example, she's played the role of Pepper Potts in an animated version of Iron Man, and she had the role of Nana in Madagascar. It would have been a small role, but then the character was really well loved and became much bigger in the sequel, and obviously she voiced the character for that movie too. Alyssa has also done a lot of voiceover work in video games. She's a pretty incredible voice actress who's done some really amazing work. Pinuccia Aragosta, voiced by Mimi Maynard. The other half of the old lady sea monster duo was voiced by another incredible actress known for her voice acting work. Mimi Maynard has been in a bunch of films and TV shows. The voices and cast behind the movie Luca are pretty incredible and have created a really special film.